So what is coaching? There's a lot of definitions out there. The way we think about coaching is there's three key elements. One, there's perspective. There's someone that sits outside of your day-to-day experience that really is able to bring an outside perspective. Second thing is a spark, something that ignites change, moving from where you're at today to kind of a new reality. And then the third thing is action, the development component of it. So really three things: perspective, that spark that ignites the change, and the third thing is achieving the best outcomes that you want for yourself. We're often asked, what's the difference between coaching, mentoring, consulting, or maybe even counseling? And the way we think about that is the coach is really the thinking partner. They ask questions that lead you to self-discovery. That concept of being a partner means that they're in it with you. Not necessarily to lead or direct you and give you the answers, but more so to lead you on that path of self-discovery. Three really distinct use cases for all three of those, not interchangeable, and each situation may require a mentor versus a coach or vice versa. They're not mutually exclusive, and they can be used in conjunction with each other to really support or further the learning and development process. How's coaching changed over the last few decades? Historically, coaching has kind of been seen as a negative. I remember when I started my career, if you were being coached, that meant there was a performance issue. And that has been the historical view of coaching. You might be asking yourself, why is there suddenly an explosion of people who are entering the coaching field or have the name coach in their title? Largely, that's because there's been a shift in how coaching is perceived in the marketplace. It's less about the negative and working on these things that are problems in performance, but now it's seen more as a great tool for personal and professional development. And I think as younger workers enter the workforce, the focus is more on continuous learning and continuous development. Coaching is a great tool for that. Maybe you've heard the term democratizing coaching. The question here is, how do we provide access to coaching to potentially everyone in the organization? If you think historically, coaching has primarily only been accessible to those in the top 5 to 10% of the organization, typically C-suite, mid-senior level managers and above. If we really want to create a culture of coaching, we need to expand access to coaching to potentially everyone in the organization. That seems daunting or potentially not cost effective. What Cloverleaf is doing is bringing automated coaching in the flow of work. This is helpful not just to expand access to coaching to everyone in the organization, but also it's important to sustain the work that individual coaches are doing with their coachees when they're not around. Typical coaching engagements are once every 2 weeks, once a month, but what happens when that coach isn't around? Automated coaching can be the answer to that in terms of bringing additional facilitation, additional resources in the tools and where people are engaging and interacting with each other. Often we get asked, how do we create a culture of coaching in our organization, or how do we create coaching at scale? The way we approach this is through a layered coaching concept. Obviously, you can't provide an individual one-on-one coach to everyone in the organization, but there is three key components to creating coaching at scale across your organization. The first, facilitated coaching. This is what we typically think of as coaching today, with either one-on-one or group facilitated conversation. Obviously with human coach working alongside either those groups or those individuals. The second is on-demand coaching. This is, hey, I have a question. I need access to resources to help guide us to the answers. That can come in a lot of different forms. That might look like behavioral assessment. It could be learning content. And then the third is really what Cloverleaf excels at, which is automated coaching. These are those regular nudges that occur in the flow of work that can be accessible to everyone in the organization. But there's kind of a common framework. Cloverleaf supports all three of those. We think that they're all essential elements to creating a culture of coaching or coaching at scale. Why coaching? A lot of different potential problems that coaching can be a solution for. One of the common themes is interpersonal challenges. This interactivity between coworkers or team members, it shows up in a lot of different formats. What we know is that a third of manager time is spent dealing with conflict. Less than a half of managers feel comfortable communicating effectively with their team members. And then a recent study indicated that college students over the last 3 decades, that there's been a 40% decline in empathy. These are all larger macro trends that point to interpersonal challenges in the workplace. Coaching is a great solution for that, especially in an automated coaching format, in the tools that you use every day, how we bring together or insight into how people work.